What do you think?
Can we talk about this? What is going on here? Is that your?
It's Prince. You know, I'm the purple one, and I bought a Prince sweatsuit. I know it's hot outside. What?
So this is your Prince Elton John mashup.
No, just Prince. Elton John does not wear this, but it's
glasses.
a sweatsuit. But it's hot outside, and I'm not wearing any pants right now as we speak.
Okay. Not wearing any pants, so that's normal. But you are wearing a sweatshirt in 100-degree weather. Oh boy, it's gonna be one of those shows today, guys.
There's a podcast called Between Two Slabs. They consume mass media. It seems so sad. It's the great curator and Merlin. They can't grow pubes, so they gotta wear a merkin. They got no money, so I guess they gotta share. Just two nerds wishing they could grow body hair. Comics, cards, and toys, nothing that would interest you. It's the podcast that nobody listens to.
You didn't tell me we're on live. You set me up, dude. How dare you?
I set you up. I think you set yourself up with that outfit.
I'm always setting myself up.
Oh boy,
you didn't tell me we were live. How dare you?
Welcome back to another episode of Between
That's
Two
evil.
Slabs, the #1 podcast in the hobby that nobody listens to.
That's all right.
You guys know who we are. We're not going to introduce ourselves. Let's just
dearly beloved, we are gathered here today for Between Two Slabs.
What is this? What is this? Is this going to be a thing? I hope this is a gimmick.
I might wear this at the National if the AC's blasting like it usually does at that place.
I love this bit. I love this bit that you dress up every week now. Can we make it an ongoing segment? What is going to be the mashup crossover? Merlin says that this is a Prince.
This is my Purple Rain outfit.
Purple Rain hoodie. Why he has a hoodie in Southern California where it's 100 degrees, I don't know. But I'm saying that those are Elton John glasses.
They're probably already Elton John glasses. I don't have Prince, but this is the best I can do for right now. And
oh boy!
But this is my Prince. Do I look like that?
Oh boy!
Okay.
All right, guys. All right.
But I saw this outfit on the internet, and I was like, man, I have to get this. I had to get it with sweatpants. Okay. So I can't wait to wear it out at a convention.
Okay.
Who do you want to be? I'll let you be Apollonia.
Who's that?
I forget if she was in Purple Rain.
Okay.
Did you ever see Purple Rain?
The movie? No. No.
Oh, you got to see it, Dan. My goodness, it's classic.
Do I have to see it?
There's only one thing about it that would not be able to be made today because of this topic that's involved in the movie. That only could have happened in the 80s. Now that would be super cringy, but you still love Prince about it. There's a little DV in it.
Domestic violence?
Yes, you're a lawyer. You're a marriage lawyer. You know what DV is.
Okay. All right. Well, let me ask you this. All right. Yeah. I've never seen the movie Purple Rain. I think it's a little bit.
It's amazing.
Yes. But I rate all movies based on my category of the greatest movies of all time. So where does it rank on the level of Rocketeer, Dick Tracy, The Phantom, The Shadow? Okay, on that scale. Okay,
Rocketeer you can't compare it, man.
Dick Tracy being number 2, Phantom, and then The Shadow number 4. Where would it rank on that scale?
I don't see those playing at retro movie theaters here in Los Angeles, where you do see Purple Rain, and it is always sold out every time it comes on. And it was very successful box office and critically when it came out in 1984. And I was 14, and I bought a ticket to the Cineplex next to my great-grandparents because the Cineplex had just opened up, and I would go see every movie at the theater. So I bought a ticket to see Karate Kid, the first one with Ralph Macchio. And I went to see that first, and then in between, I went to the video game room in the theater until Purple Rain came on because that was a rated R movie, and I was 14, so I couldn't get in. So I would always buy a ticket to a PG movie first. But man, you can't beat it. The soundtrack to Purple Rain. I went to the concert in 1984 in Greensboro, North Carolina. Man, All right. I've been in love with Prince ever since.
At the risk of, I mean, we're on episode 99.
See, Vintage Lord Canada says it ranks just behind the Gremlins movie.
We're almost at episode 100, guys, okay, of this partnership between Merleworld Cards and the Great Curator. So at the risk of destroying this partnership and not even making it to episode 100, I'm going to just say this. I've never been a big fan of Prince's music. I don't get it. Purple Rain is not appealing to me.
Oh,
what's the one where he talks about the Party to 2099 or Party
1999?
Not a big fan of that. Never understood his music. And in 1984, I was 2 years old. So definitely I would never have watched Purple Rain. How
about Bat Dance? Do you like Bat Dance from Batman?
When he does this, the old Batman cartoon?
Bat Dance from Tim Burton's Batman, the very first one.
Oh, I remember that now. I mean, it doesn't stand out in my head.
From 1989.
Prince also?
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm not a big Prince fan. So I cannot relate.
Your Lover, Controversy?
No, I never.
Erotic City?
Erotic City. Oh, it's an okay song. But ironically, I like musicians that came before Prince, like from the 70s and stuff, like Rick James. I'm a Rick James fan.
Oh, yeah, I like Rick.
So it's not necessarily the genre of music. I've just never been a Prince fan.
That's right. Yeah. But Rick James always said cocaine's a hell of a drug.
I'm Rick James, bitch. You know what? I responded to this troll comment on Instagram today, and I said, I wrote in the comment section, "That's right, bitch," okay. and I got blocked. Like Instagram censored me for saying that. So
what happened?
Apparently, well, they say it goes against the community guidelines.
Did they remove the comment, or they sent you a message?
They sent me a message and they removed the comment saying that it's hate speech. So I guess I can't be so snappy on Instagram anymore. So I got to watch my language.
Oh my goodness! Wow, that's
brutal. Let's move on to this is not the Prince podcast here. Let's move on.
Woo!
To the big news, guys. Next week is the National Sports Card Collectors Convention.
That's
in
right.
Chicago, the Rosemont. It's going to be the place to be. If you're not going there, then, unfortunately, you're going to miss out because it's going to be the hell of a time. So we hope that, we are setting up as vendors. If you guys come, please hang out with us. I want to meet you guys. I want to say hello to all the people that leave comments, that chat with us, that like our posts, that follow us. If we don't chat regularly online, I want to meet you guys. I want to put a face to the Instagram name. I want to take pictures with you guys. I want to do deals. I want to give you free cards. Please, if you guys are going to the National, come say hello to us. We will be at booth 148, I believe, right? 148. We're going to be
148.
Yeah, we're going to be sharing the booth with an all-star cast of people there. Mr. Minty, Hobby Korea, Brian, Sunday League Investor.
That's right.
Me, Merlin. I think that's it. It.
That's a lot.
Yeah, but we'll have a variety of cards and inventory. I have curated some amazing things that I'm going to be bringing, so I'm super excited for that. Merlin, how are you preparing for the National?
Man, I'm just like mentally and physically preparing for it right now as we speak. I'm grabbing things here and there, slowly pricing things, packaging things. I bought an extra suitcase that's a nice hard shell, so things I put in there won't get damaged. I'm getting there a day earlier than you just so I can get some sleep because I'm with you. I can't sleep at all. It's not because you snore. It's because you work me to death, man.
That's what people don't understand about the National. It's not like you just go there and hang out for a few hours and then you're done every day. It is literally 24/7 cards. You go real early. We'll probably wake up at 8 a.m. in the morning, get there 8:30, 9 o'clock, set up our booth. They open the doors and it will be nonstop deals, transactions, just nonstop activity until they close at 5 or 6 or something like that. Then we get maybe 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half for dinner to kind of to reset ourselves. And then we go straight to whatever trade night is going to be there, and there's going to be trade nights every night. Multiple trade nights are being sponsored this time. There could be trade nights that just open up in the hotel in some, abandoned room or something like that. So we'll be at trade night from like 8 to probably 1, 2 o'clock in the morning.
I know I'll probably wake up
Friday,
and you're just getting home.
Yeah, it will
Getting
be
to the room, not the home.
It is nonstop work, guys, but it is a hustle because you get there and your mindset automatically is, I got to do deals. I got to either buy, trade, sell. I got to do something, but I got to do deals. And it's going to be like that from Tuesday or Wednesday all the way to Saturday night, and then Sunday. Usually it kind of calms down a little bit Sunday, but we'll be there all Sunday also.
Yeah, you're leaving Sunday night?
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
That's what it's going to be like. So people think that it's a vacation. It's really it's a vacation, but it's work too, guys, for sure. Like I'm not even going to bring my family because I know I'm not going to have time for them. You won't
even be able to talk to them. Same thing with my girlfriend. I've told her
I bring my family with me, and then we go hang out after. We go to dinner, we go out, stuff like that. But this time, I know that we're just going to be working nonstop. So I'm going to leave them home so they don't have to tag along.
Yeah, and don't you think that the trade nights at the Chicago convention is always much crazier than all the other ones? Definitely more than Atlantic City was.
Yes. So, well, I don't know about in comparison, but I'll say this about the National. It's a different mindset. It's a bubble within the hobby. It doesn't matter if things are really good or really bad, or if there's scandals or if there's bad attitudes or bad settlement in the hobby or whatever it is. When people go to the National, it's like you go there to make deals. People save up all year long. They might not go to any other card show, but they will go to the National and they will spend money. They will do deals. People are in deal mode for sure. So it's going to definitely be a crazy atmosphere. And I think people are starting to get really hyped for it. And I'm excited for it. I'm super excited.
Love it. I can't wait, man. So how much stuff you're bringing? You got tons?
Well, both me and you have 7 display cases. 7 display cases to fill up. So I'm bringing a lot of stuff. I'm bringing, cards, mostly high-end cards.
Yeah. Do you feel like your inventory is much better than last year's?
Yes,
okay.
For sure. Because last year I just bring cards and I had a little bit of wax. And what I noticed is I needed more variety and I needed rare items to get people to stop at my booth and talk to me. So This year, I'm bringing rare cards, mostly one-of-ones, low pop stuff, a little mix of vintage and modern, but it's going to be the basic stuff that we usually have: wrestling, Disney stuff, a little bit of vintage sports, Marvel and Star Wars. So I'm bringing the cards, right? The cards are the main thing, but what's going to take up a lot of space in my booth are the big items. I'm bringing Type 1 photos, guys.
Yep,
Type 1 photos, mostly vintage baseball stuff because that's what I like. Bring comic books, slabbed comic.
Oh, you are? Wow.
Yes. And then some memorabilia items, some tickets, some autographs, some just rare stuff. But everything is going to be unique and rare. So I hope that if you guys are coming, you'll be able to check out my booth and you'll find at least one or two things that you think is going to be really cool, and then maybe we'll make a deal. I am doing deals before the National too, so if anybody, I'm going to be showing off some of my inventory on Instagram. If anybody sees that stuff, they like it, they can make a deal with me before the National starts, and we'll get that party started a little bit early.
Same here, man. You sold that Charlotte Flair Transcendent yet?
I'm not giving up my Charlotte. No way. There's a most everything I have is for sale or available at the right price. If somebody's willing to pay me my price on something, I will give it up most of the time. But I can say that there's three cards, top of my head, that I would never give up right now. Okay. Right now, I just can't do it. Number 1 is the Bret Hart Transcendent Superfractor.
Okay.
Number 2 is the Charlotte Flair Transcendent Superfractor.
Okay.
And number 3 is going to be my Rhea Ripley Immaculate Logo Mommy card.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Which I just got back from PSA. So I got that back, and it came
Oh,
back.
I have to see it.
Yeah, it looks real nice.
Oh.
I authenticated it because it had some issues where I knew it wasn't getting like 10.
You knew that ahead of time.
Yeah, so I just authenticated, but I got the auto, and the auto came back a 10, which thank God, because lately I've been getting reamed by PSA with their auto grades. I've been getting 9 autos. It's been pissing me off. So I got that.
What do you say card it was? It was immaculate.
Immaculate, yeah.
Yeah, like most of those, almost every card I send in to PSA to get graded of those immaculate WWEs, the best grade I get is like an 8. Rarely do I get a 9.
It's the thickness of that, it's the thickness of the card that just I don't know. It's easy to put a little nick into it. The corners kind of get rounded off easily because it's so thick.
Yeah, they're all coming back like 6 to 8s.
It's not even worth grading some of those, to be honest. Like, I don't know. Like, I think you have to view those cards differently than any other type of card, but just because they're too condition sensitive that it's like, if you get a 10, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. But anything else, it would be standard, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know.
So what made you send that in and just authenticate it?
Because I wanted it encapsulated. I wanted it protected. If I have a card that's uncirculated, that comes direct from Panini or Topps, whatever, and it has a sticker on it, then I'll keep it in the one touch because it's untouched. Gotcha. But if it's a pack pull, then I want it slabbed. Just to protect it and just to preserve it. Plus, I like the uniform look of having all my cards in slab cases and things like that. So
same here. I understand.
Yeah. So, anyways, so we'll get a little bit more on that. We'll get into our next topic. We're going to be talking about the National a lot tonight, especially our upcoming 100th episode. But let's get some business out of the way. Let's talk about let's meet our contractual obligation and talk about our last man standing, our one and only sponsor, Veriswap. Merlin, can you tell them about Veriswap, the app, how we love to endorse it and what it does?
Yeah, here it is. Like, here's the app. It's on my iPhone. And you see, like, these are people's cards. You can look on here. You can, you'll see the Veriswap logo. You can search. You can feed inventory and the trade. So you ever get someone like you have an eBay store or you've shown one of your cards on Instagram and some stranger weirdo texts that DMs you and says, dude, do you do trade? You're like, I don't even know who you are. So that's kind of shady. Well, guys, now you can tell them if you want to make a trade, then hit me up. These are the cards. I'll put these cards on Veriswap. It's easy to upload. It just takes like seconds to upload the information of your graded cards. They take PSA, CGC, SGC, BGS. Anything else, Stan, they take?
They take any type of graded card, but I don't know if I told you this. I talked to Raymond about this. Like he told me like people are hacking the app to add non-graded cards on there. Like they're adding wax, they're adding type 1 photos, they're adding comic books. Some people are trying to even add raw cards. Like the demand to put your stuff on there to trade it is so high that people are actually hacking the app.
Well, listen to that, man. But anyway, if you see the items on there, I can put them on there. You can tell that person, whoever contacts you on eBay or Instagram, like, hey, my items are also listed on Veriswap. You can make the trades at the values that they're priced at or whatever, or work the trade. You can do cash trade, and then you send it off to Veriswap. And then when Veriswap pretty much verifies it, hence the name Veriswap. So it's kind of like eBay does with the authenticity guaranteed. They make sure that the card that's in the package is the card that you are trading with the other person and vice versa. So when you get it, you're not getting a $100,000 Pokemon card and it comes back a G.I. Joe card. I know that offends Dan, but no G.I. Joe card. You want to make sure if you traded a $100,000 Charizard, you should get a Charizard. I'm going to make
G.I. Joe cool again. But yes, you are right. It's a middleman service, guys. It gives you peace of mind. You do pay a fee for that. But if you're doing a big trade, it's really worth it because they only charge 3% of the trade value. So whatever that is, it's going to be minor. And it gives you peace of mind just so you don't get screwed over, guys. And it happens a lot. People get screwed over all the time. So this is a much needed service for them. And we are running a promotion. They are doing a promotion right now. where they're doing whoever gets the most trades or the highest value trade up until the National, July 26th. That's next week. They are eligible to win this championship belt.
Oh my God,
This
that's
is
beautiful.
the King Swapper, first place, grand champion, Veriswap belt here. This thing is beautiful. This thing is heavy, it's professional. I am the interim champion right now, but somebody will be taking this off my hands at some point. So if you are very active on Veriswap, do some trades, you could win this belt and have the bragging rights to be King Swapper at the National.
Yeah, you may have to defend that every Saturday on AEW Collision against CM Punk. We'll see.
So check them out. Sign up. We have a link in the show notes below. Sign up using that. If you don't sign up using that, then just tell them that we sent you so that they can give us credit, so that they continue to sponsor this great podcast, and we can bring you guys highbrow entertainment, high production value. Merlin can buy more outfits that he can go change into.
That's right, man.
As we're doing segments. So if you guys want to support us, please support the sponsors that support us too.
Just cost me a couple of Mahomes cards.
Yes. Okay. So I want to, we'll get to most of these comments. I see that we got a lot of comments already. We'll get to most of these comments towards the end.
Also, has anyone seen the show? What's it on? Is it on Netflix or Apple TV? Quarterbacks. Have you seen that, Dan?
No.
You got to watch it. It's really good. Produced by Peyton Manning. And
I heard about that. I heard
really
about
good.
that, but I haven't really watched it yet. It's hard, to be honest, it's hard for me to watch TV. I barely have time to watch.
I can see that.
I don't have time to watch movies. I don't have time to watch TVs. I'm just so busy making content to entertain the millions of people that follow me every day. So I have not checked it out, but maybe I'll try to check out some highlights on that. But just getting back to this, guys, if you want us to respond to your comment before we get to our comment section in the podcast, you got to buy a super sticker so that we can highlight it and we'll see it. Otherwise, we will get to your comments towards the end. No problem. So let's go back to talk about next week here, guys. We got something very special. We have this is episode 99 of Between Two Slabs.
This one?
Yes. 99. So that means next week, by pure coincidence, next week will be episode 100 of Between Two Slabs. I don't even know what day we're going to do it because Merlin's traveling Monday, so we can't do it Monday.
That's right.
I'm traveling Tuesday. Can't do it Tuesday. So we're going to have to fit it in somewhere next week, maybe Wednesday night, but we'll do our 100th episode sometimes next week. I think we got to do something special about that. We got to do some kind of giveaways. We got to do something to reward the people that follow us every week, that hang out in our chat rooms. So if you guys have anything that you'd like to see us do, if you have any segments you'd like to see us do, you have any questions or whatever, feel free to put it in the comment section and we will try to tailor the show to what you guys want. But 100 episodes, Merlin. That's longer than I ever expected, to be honest.
We can go into syndication now.
It's 100 episodes, but honestly, it feels like 1,000 episodes.
Oh, hell with you, man.
Because it's been too long. But
thanks a lot.
we're still standing, while a lot of people
like Elton John did.
While a lot of people are dropping off, we're still standing, making this show every week. So it's crazy to think that we're already got to 100 episodes.
So at the National, do you think you're going to do better or worse than last year? What's your prediction? You feel good about it?
I feel good about it. I hope I do better. I think I'll do better because I have more inventory this time.
Yes. We were like at shows every weekend last year, pretty much. And that kind of depleted our inventory.
Yeah. You never know when you go to a card show.
No.
Even if it's a national, if you're going to sell anything, it's very likely that I could sell nothing.
I know, right?
Right? You never know until you get there, but I have a good feeling based on last year. I have a feeling that people are going to want to see, they're going to want to do deals with us. We have unique stuff. So, I don't know. I cross my fingers. I hope that I have a good show. I don't really have like a dollar amount in mind. I just want to do deals. I want to get really unique items. I want to do a big trade. I want to sell and get some cash so I can buy some cool stuff.
Right.
It just basically the whole point of a card show when you set up is high volumes of transactions. You know, if you can keep busy during the whole show, even if you're just selling a bunch of like low end stuff, if you can just keep busy, you get rid of inventory you don't want, you turn it over, you acquire some cool things that you want. That's what really makes you happy. You know what I mean? Like, there's no like dollar amount. Like, you know, if I don't make like 20 grand, I'm not going to be upset. You know, if I'm still able to do a lot of transactions and change up my inventory. But if I don't do any deals, I'm going to be real pissed.
I don't think that's going to happen. I think the most important thing is just to have fun, right? You're having a good time.
Of course, yeah. It's a, you know, it's like it's a getaway for all of us in the hobby. It's a chance for us to meet new people, to interact with people that we don't see on a regular basis, and just to see unique stuff. You know, like I want people to bring me. Last year at the National, people brought me multiple Star Wars superfractors, and I think I acquired like 1 or 2 last year at the National. You know, and I saw like all sorts of weird stuff. I saw like rare autographs, rare, you know, vintage cards, you know, 1-of-1 superfractors, all these cool things. So it's just an experience, and I'm hoping that it'll be similar to that this time around.
Will you even have sports?
Yeah, I'll have
besides the Type 1s, right?
I'll have like not that many, to be honest. I have like maybe 5 sports cards.
That's all you have left now?
Yeah, that I just happen to have in my inventory that are not like low-end PC stuff.
Right.
I do have my Jordan Nike promo, which I wouldn't mind moving, especially it had a very favorable comp rate, at least recently. So
and you're still going to bring it?
Yeah, I'm going to bring it. I wouldn't mind moving that. It's a $20,000 card now.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So it had a big sale. Like,
the comp went up. The way you had that look, it made me think that the card had gone down in value.
Well, it went down from like 2 years ago. Yeah, it used to be like a $30,000 card, right? Then it went down to like 12,000, 14,000, and then recently there was one that sold for like 25,000, and another one that sold for like 18,000. So you know, it's shot up there recently. I don't know if that was because of the movie or anything like that, but I have one, so I'd be very happy if I moved it. You know, if I could get cash for it, that'd be awesome.
I hear you, man. I think you'll have a lot. You didn't have it last year, or you did have it last year?
I did have it last year.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but you know, it's with the big cards, it takes a special person to have that type of money to drop it on a card like that. And I'm not one to trade down on that card.
No, I know a lot of people have touched that card. And every show, I keep thinking you're going to sell it.
Yeah.
Because so many people touch it.
I got close one time, but some guy wanted to give me like, I think he wanted to give me like 10,000 cash, and then he wanted to give me another 8,000 in trade. And I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that, dude. You know, I don't want to trade down from that card. I want to take majority cash or all cash on it. I'm not going to be taking a bunch of like, you know, lower end stuff that I'm going to have to work to move out of.
Yeah. Like, did you already know that as soon as he asked you and said no, or did you have to think about it, or did you have to look at his cards? Like, what happened?
I mean, I always look at people's cards, but I pretty much know for a card like that, it's too special to give up to trade down. It just makes no sense to trade down. If I had like a high-end card that was hard for me to move and I was just tired of holding it, like if it wasn't an iconic card like the Jordan Nike promo, then yeah, I might consider it. But the iconic cards, like if you had a 52 mantle, or you had the 85 Nike promo Jordan, or you had you know, Tom Brady's auto rookie ticket, or you know, something like that, you don't trade those cards down. You know, you don't trade those cards down. You hold them because they're always going to be in demand, and the price may fluctuate, but that's your safest bet over any other type of card. Yeah.
Love it, man. So you'll have a whole like case just where your sports cards are.
It won't even be a case. It'll be like 2 rows. I do have my sports PMGs, my purple PMG collection.
Look
So
like it's part of
I
the
guess
set,
I'll have,
right?
yeah, I guess I'll have like 10 or 12 sports cards. So it's not gonna be that much, to be honest.
Oh man! And
yeah.
then when are you going to put the Type 1s? How many are you bringing?
I got 7 cases, so probably at least 4 cases are going to be Type 1 photos.
Really, that many?
Yeah.
What are you going to do? Stack them up? Like
no. So here's where I learned about that. I can't stack them because they get overlooked too easily. You gotta have them have their own space. So really, I can only fit like 4, maybe 5 in a case.
Oh, I see.
So that's why I'm gonna have to dedicate like 3 or 4 cases to the Type 1s and the comic books, and then I might have to have like 3 cases for my cards. Man. I don't know until I get there. I got to play around with it, to be honest, because I'm gonna have 2 cases of high-end cards, and then I'm gonna have at least 1 case of like my K-pop cards and my unique stuff that are like $1 each or whatever.
You're still gonna bring the oddball, like cheap stuff.
Yes, because it attracts people. You know what I mean? So
yes.
What I've learned is too about doing these card shows is you can't have all high end because you're gonna price out a lot of people that walk by your table. So
they just start to look at them and go, "That's too much for me."
Yes,
and they just kind of like go by.
It's good to have a nice mix. You don't want to be too low end because it's too hard to make money, but you want to have a little bit of low end where people can buy some stuff, and you never know. They might see something they like and spend a little bit extra money. Or if anything, it always helps to have people around your table. If you have people kind of lining up, looking through your stuff, it attracts other people to your table.
That's your chum.
Yeah. It's like you want to look like you're popular.
The water.
And people will come by and want to see what you have. For sure.
Nice.
So plus I got a lot of cards that I've been opening boxes. I just want to get rid of it. If anybody goes there, I got a lot of grab packs of all sorts of cards that I'm going to be giving away. So if you have kids, I will give every kid that comes to my table some grab pack if he wants it. But if the little bastard won't appreciate it, he ain't going to get anything. But if he wants it, I will give him or her something. And then if every purchase, every card deal that I do, I'm going to, offer some grab packs for fun for people. Or I might just give them away if I'm in a good mood, okay? But I'll have a lot of cool stuff to give away. Plus, I'll have like a lot of cool $1, $2, or $3 cards that people can kind of look through and buy some stuff. So I'll have a little bit of everything for everybody.
Well, you know what those kids at the convention are going to say? They're like, I don't want that crap, man. I'm interested in your $20,000 Michael Jordan card.
Sometimes these kids, let me tell you,
They've got the money.
Some of these kids need to learn some manners. I'm telling you, because I've been in situations where I'd be like, hey, what's up? Do you like Star Wars? You like wrestling? Do you like Marvel? Here's some free cards. Nah, I'm not into it. Nah, that pisses me off. Or sometimes like kids will come up to me and they'll try to do a deal with me and I got to be polite to them. And then, they like try to kick me in the balls and lowball me in some card. If I have a card for like $100, I'll give you 30 for it. I'll give you 30 for it. Something
so
like
true.
That. The last one sold for 90. I got to be at like 50% of that. I got to make some money. I'll give you like 30, 40%.
That's right.
Or if they buy some cards for you and then like this happened to me one time at Dallas. It pissed me off. Buy like a couple cards for like $5, take the money out and throw it at me. These little bastards throw the money at me. So then I have to tell them, hey, don't do that. That's rude. They got to learn some manners. I'm just saying. Kids need to learn.
I had that kid at Dallas talk to me. He bought all my Olivia Dunn cards because he said he loved her juicy ass.
Yeah. And then
and everybody there was silence. It was like needle off the record. And
that's like, the same kid that got yelled at by that adult.
That guy, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know what was up with that.
I thought he was pretty funny, but I guess they had a history together.
Yeah. I think the hobby is good for teaching kids lessons in life, in terms of business, how to negotiate, how to deal with adults, how to save money, how to spend money. Mm-hmm. I think the hobby's a great, great exercise for them to kind of practice these life skills.
Mhm.
But at the same time, they gotta, they need guidance so that they're not like rude little shits, and get people to piss people off because they're dealing with adults.
Hmm.
So,
well, next time, maybe when you give these kids like cheap base cards or something, maybe by that point you'll have start that redemption process you were talking on the last show.
Oh, let's talk about that. Thank you for
Okay.
bringing it up. So, we talked about last week. I brought up the topic about my idea for how to make base cards and set collecting cool again.
Mhm.
And I went into my idea about how if you incentivize people to collect the sets, to put together the sets, and you allow them to redeem the sets for special achievement cards, kind of like what they do with Upper Deck EPAC, then that's a way to get people to collect again. And I posted a clip of that on Instagram and TikTok, and oh my God, the whole thing went viral.
Like, really?
Yeah, people kept sharing it. People kept commenting on that on TikTok, which I don't get a lot of people looking at my TikTok. It went viral. Got like 20, I think it's like 30,000 views right now.
What did some people say?
A whole bunch of new subscribers. For the most part, people love it. People love the idea, and they were like tagging Tops, tagging Fanatics.
Really?
Saying, yes, do this. Some people were saying it's not going to work because the redemptions take too long, which I will address in a second. But for the most part, people, like overwhelmingly, people love this idea, and they were sharing it and commenting on it to the point that this guy who used to work at Upper Deck reached out to me. He told me that he heard my idea and he wants to present it to Fanatics and Tops somehow. I don't know, but he's gonna try to connect with me at the National and ask me a little bit more about this process. So I thought it was really cool. Like it really resonated with a lot of people, and it got a lot of conversation going, and we got great feedback on that. But a couple objections that people made. Okay, that I want to address because I was only able to like condense the clip down to like 2 minutes. So, we can't really flush out everything that we talked about last week. But a couple of things people said is, number one, said that Panini's really bad at redemptions. So what makes you think that if you send in a set of cards that they're going to be able to redeem it? So here's my answer to that. As I understand it, the reason that some of these redemptions take so long is because they can't get these athletes to sign the cards. Like most redemptions are for a signed autograph card, and they can't get the athletes to sign it, which is why they have a redemption in the first place, because they could not produce that card in time to put it into the set. So they, you get it redeemed at a later time, and that athlete may never sign those cards. So this is different because, well, what I would propose is that the redemption is not an autograph card. It
doesn't have to be.
It doesn't have to be. It should just be a special card, and it should just be one card. Like some people were saying that, well, what if I get a redemption of like Patrick Beverley or some nobody, right? If I give up a whole set of cards, why do I get a nobody that I don't want? No, this is how Upper Deck does it. Upper Deck has a great model with the EPAC. Mm-hmm. They have a single card. Like if it's Marvel cards, they'll have the achievement card be like a special Spider-Man card or something like that, right? It's one character, one athlete, and it's not going to be autographed, so you don't have to worry about fulfilling that redemption. It'll just be a special numbered. It'll be a special card. It doesn't even have to be numbered. It could be short printed, but it's still a valuable card that you can only get through the achievement. So that, I think that should address the issue about whether these redemptions get fulfilled or not. Some people have said, how are you going to expect like Panini? Everybody's using Panini as an example, but this can apply to Tops also, or Upper Deck. How are you going to get Panini to count a whole entire base card set, whether it's 100 cards or 200 cards or whatever it is? And I think that's pretty easy. I mean, I feel like, they can allocate a staff member to do it. They can get an intern to do it. They can figure out a system where they can count the cards. And if they're off on 1 or 2 cards, who cares? If people send it in and if for the most part is there, just give them the damn redemption because they collected all those cards and to make them happy, right? So I don't think that the logistics of it are going to be a big problem. I don't foresee thousands of people sending in, 100 cards of set. I don't think that's going to happen just because I just don't see that. Maybe like 500 people, but I don't think anything more than that. I could be wrong but I think that's a problem that they can figure out for sure. And then some people were complaining that base cards, like, it'd be too expensive to do something like that. And yes, depending on what type of box it is, but for, if you're buying a box for like under $100, it should be no problem. If you're buying a couple $100 boxes, it should be attainable somewhat. So I don't really see an issue with that. But yeah, so that's kind of like my answer to a lot of those objections that people had. Some people were saying it's gonna, what's the point of doing that to get a redemption? And the point is to make it a fun goal to have. You know what I mean? Just like we can learn a lot from Marvel cards, the Marvel industry. Marvel cards also have like puzzle pieces where like it's a 9-pocket set, like a 9-sheet set, and card of the 9, the plastic sheet, you can put together a scene, right? They can do stuff like that, right? Those type of like goals that people make is what makes collecting fun. And that is the whole point of trying to kind of put the focus back on collecting and set building so that you can have these little achievements. And if you want to keep the set, you keep it. Nobody says you can't keep it. But if you don't want to keep it because, it's just not your thing, you send it in and you get like a cool redemption and you have fun doing it. And it becomes more of an activity. You know what I mean? It becomes collecting again. Not just like flipping, not just buying the breaks. It becomes collecting. And I think that will help alleviate some of the focus on breaking, because breaking has had a lot of negative PR publicity lately, right? Where they had the ESPN article saying breaking was, very much like gambling, how a lot of people say that they don't like the way that the breaking industry is, how there's a lot of fraud and stuff. So I think one way that we can kind of take a little bit of focus, a little bit of the spotlight off of breaking is to make set collecting cool again, base card collecting cool again, make people buy boxes so that they rip it and build the sets themselves, and they're not buying into all these breaks, things like that. And then, on a business side, I think it makes perfect sense for these companies because they're going to sell a shitload of boxes, a ton of boxes, as people are starting to open these boxes. An example of this is already a proven concept, okay? This has already been proven. Do you remember in baseball, there was like this contest in baseball a couple months ago, like the new Topps Bowman or Topps Chrome or Topps Update, something like that. Somebody made this bounty where if you put together an entire short print set, you win like $1 million or something. Do you remember something like that?
No.
There was already a contest. Somebody did it where they said if you put together an entire short print set of Topps Update or Topps Bowman or something like that, you win like $1 million. I think somebody knows this. Somebody in the comment section knows what I'm talking about. So put it in there so that we can reference it. But they did that, and a lot of people were opening these things, and trying to put together this set so that they can get the achievement, which is a cash prize, right? So this concept has already been proven, outside of the manufacturers. I think like David Adams put the bounty on that or something like that. So, it's already been proven. It can be done, okay? They just need to get around to doing it. Whether they actually do it or not, I think would depend on if they can make money on it, which I think they can. So that's really all the motivation that these manufacturers need to do this. But I think that it would definitely make the hobby much more interesting, and it would take focus away from the forward-facing gambling aspect of breaking and bring it back a little bit to collecting and what the hobby and what cards and collecting cards is really all about. Yeah,
definitely. So
if you guys have any comments about that, put it in there. But I thought that was very interesting. And, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they'll come out with something and then, we'll get credit for it or something like that. We'll see.
It's cool. Like even if you redeem the base card, you send them in, then, like Panini, Topps, or whoever can destroy the base cards so that each time that makes one of the base cards more valuable.
Yes, and I'll tell you what people will do. If you're anal like me, you will have two sets. You'll have two sets. You'll have one set that you keep for yourself, and then you have one set that you can redeem. So just imagine the amount of people that will be buying products and building these sets or trading, to complete these sets and things like that. I think it would be very, very interesting to do something like that. I don't know if you could do it with like a set that has like 1,000 base cards.
Okay.
I think that might be a little bit too much, but if you get a set that's like 100, 200, 300, it's very doable, very attainable, as long as the boxes are fairly priced.
Okay.
And then you could do that with other things too. This is how, as I keep talking about this idea develops. You could do this with retail products too. So a problem in the hobby right now is that retail products are dead. They sit on the shelves at Walmart and Target. Nobody's buying retail blaster boxes anymore because they know the hits are junk, and they're not going to get their money back. So those things just sit up there. But now you have people that can go into Target, buy a bunch of blasters, and put together a set, which is what it's actually intended to be. And that will bring back your retail section also. You know what I mean? So I think it's cool. I think it's a great idea. I think we should keep talking about it. I think we should keep pumping this idea until Michael Rubin tunes into the podcast and says, you know what, Dan, Merlin, that's a good idea. I'm gonna try that out.
Woo.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. So let's see. Let's move on to what else do we have here?
Oh, you were talking about you've heard about some fake autos.
Yes. Okay.
Tell me more.
So I've been noticing something that's troubling me a lot lately is authentication in the hobby. Okay. I've been noticing people putting up stories about cards that are not signed by the actual athlete, cards that have been stolen and have had the signature forged on it. Athletes that are like having other people sign it for them, and even autographed memorabilia, which is notoriously a tough industry to be in. Like a lot of items that have been authenticated by these reputable companies like JSA, for example, PSA Beckett, are not consistent with each other in terms of what they think is authentic versus what another company says is not authentic. So I've been noticing this trend lately in the hobby, and it's troubling me, to be honest. It is troubling me because a lot of the hobby right now relies on autographs to make the cards the valuable chase card or the most expensive card. And now if these autos are starting to become like, if people are starting to find out that these autos are not real, where does that put these cards that we're coveting so much? And I'll give you a couple examples. Okay. There is a big conversation going on in the wrestling community right now that I've been following on Twitter about the 1998 WCW autographs. You know what I'm talking about, right? Those,
which ones?
The horizontal
98, the horizontal ones. Yes.
Where, especially the Hulk Hogan ones, where they're saying the Hulk Hogan cards are fake. His signature doesn't match the other cards. He doesn't remember signing. This is alleged people saying he doesn't remember signing. His assistant doesn't remember signing, things like that. They're saying the other wrestlers during that time, they don't know if they signed those cards or not. So people are questioning the authenticity of those cards. That's an example.
I had a bunch of those last year.
Yeah. Yes. That's what I'm saying. Like, what happens if it comes out that those are all fake? It's going to piss a lot of people off because those cards are expensive. They're not cheap, right?
Yes.
Another example, Lionel Messi cards. There's a period of time, I forget, like 2016 to like 2018, 19 or something like that, where they're saying that his cards, his signatures, the sticker ones, are fake. Like he did not sign them, or even the on-card ones. They're saying that his brother signed that, So there's a stigma between cards. I don't know if it's those years exactly, but somebody knows. Somebody here knows in the comment section. Let us know. there's a period of time where his autographs are very questionable. The Panini ones. Another example is Luka. Did you know that there's like a controversy over Luka autos, like his rookie year, like his mom signed them or something like that, where it's like it's a really clean signature that says Lulu. People saying that's not his signature at all. So people question the authenticity of that. Even in Star Wars, there's controversy over R2-D2 autograph.
Oh yeah, no, I had one of those too. I remember someone told me last year.
Whoever was the actor, I forget their name.
Kenny Baker. They're saying that everything after 2016 is fake for whatever reason. You know? Wow.
So that's happening, and then there's some stuff in baseball too, but I don't know the names of the baseball guys. But that's happening with cards that are manufactured where the manufacturer guarantees the auto. It says on the back of the card, this is guaranteed by whatever company. The company employee witnessed this athlete signed this, so we guarantee it. But now it's happening there now. So if those are fake, right? If it comes out that those are fake, and it comes out that autograph memorabilia, which is notoriously has a problem of being faked, you know, if it comes out that these companies like PSA, Beckett, GASA, and whatever other authentication companies are out there can't agree whether a signature is real or not, dude, what is the point of all this? What is the point of having autos on cards or memorabilia if there is even a hint that it's not authentic? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but if you get a dual grade, let's say like at PSA, and they've graded the autograph, wouldn't they notice if it was different or not?
You would trust, right? We put a lot of trust in these companies. The hobby is all built on reputation. So we trust that whatever these companies are telling us is real. We don't want to question it. We don't want to be in a situation where we have to question everything, right? If you've got a good reputation, you should stand by that reputation and you earn our goodwill, our trust for that. But what we're seeing now is not with the older stuff, but with the new stuff, especially now, what we're seeing is the quality control is not there. They're saying that they witness everything, that they witness that the athletes sign this, but we don't, you know, I think that most cases we know that these athletes are not being witnessed every time. We've seen videos where the athletes will be signing their stickers or their cards and they're by themselves. They're in their apartment, they're in their house, and they're doing it themselves. There's not a representative there to give them the cards, you know? So we've seen videos like that before. And I remember there was this online Twitter exchange going on between Brian, whatever his last name is, the guy who heads up Leaf, the CEO of Leaf, and Nat Turner of PSA, because like PSA would not authenticate a Leaf signed Brian Gray, yeah. PSA would not authenticate a Leaf card on a signature. And Brian said, oh, we witnessed everything. We witnessed all our signatures. It is 100% authentic. And then Nat Turner said, oh, really? You witnessed every single sticker that's signed? Right? And they were going back and forth on like Twitter or something like that about this. So even the companies themselves, the authentication companies, the grading companies, and the manufacturers are at odds about this sometimes. And I've been seeing that being pointed out a lot lately.
Well, I'd just say if you witness the stickers, why can't you just have them do it on card auto if someone's there, representative, bring the cards instead of a sticker sheet?
I think that's a logistical thing. I think because they have so many stickers signed. Like I saw. Yeah,
but I feel like that's when people do it while they're watching, reality shows or something. Like here, mom, dad, and some friends sign these for me while we watch a TV show.
So with the stickers, right? Here's what I learned about sticker autos. They'll have like a stack of sticker autos like this.
Right.
And maybe like a portion of that stack is going to be allocated to the cards that are going to come out this year. But they'll keep those stickers on file so that they can, make cards in the future and they can use those stickers.
Right.
So I think they do it for efficiency reasons. It's just easier for them to do that versus sending cards out every time. they make a set. But I think it's lazy, to be honest. I think the sticker auto thing is lazy and it causes a lot of problems with that. But even on card autos, if they're not there witnessing it, they can be faked, right? I've heard stories about like soccer autos. The reason that soccer athletes don't sign on card that often and they have so many stickers is because they live all over the world and things like that. But also I've heard that like if you send them the cards, they'll actually give the cards away to their friends and stuff, family members. So that's why they send them stickers.
Oh,
so
no.
I've heard all these different reasons about why they can't do in-person autos versus stickers and things like that. But again, there's too many questions. The problem here is there's too many questions about the authenticity about these autos. And that's a big problem in our industry because autos is what makes these cards stand out above everything else. We talked about this last week. We talked about rarity. Everybody wants rarity. We can't have a base card anymore because there's too many of them. So we have numbers. Okay. We can't have numbered cards anymore because there's too many of them. So now we have patches, numbered patches. We can't have too many patches anymore because the patches aren't even real. That's a whole different conversation, but there's too many of them. So now we have autos, right? And auto patches. And that makes the card artificially more rare than all these other cards that we don't care about. But now that's being in question. So if that happens, that's a big problem. You know what I mean? And I don't know if there is necessarily a good answer to fix that the card companies would be willing to do. But I think that they need to pay attention to it because if this becomes like a thing that everybody calls out on every set that comes out, it's gonna be really detrimental to the goodwill and the confidence that people have for these card companies.
Well, is that making like say a card that you go to a convention with and you get autographed? Is that making those type of cards, the present on card autos, more valuable?
That's an interesting take. So I would say yes. And you know what's interesting about this is like a couple years ago, in-person autographs on cards were kind of looked like they devalued the card.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
They don't look as nice. Usually people use like a fat Sharpie. It doesn't look as nice. It's not clean. They'll write all over the front of the card or whatever. So it just doesn't look as nice as like one that is made to be signed by the athlete and they have the right pen and everything like that. But I have also noticed a shift in the market mentality where people are valuing signed in-person cards, especially rookie cards specifically, more than high grade cards. Okay. And again, it goes back to the fact that people want rarity. People want their item to stand out from everybody else. So we sit here and we talk about it like, how can we make our card stand out the most? Is it the highest grade? Does it have an auto, which puts it into a different category? I got some card right here. Here.
Okay, what is it?
My Charlotte Flair Transcendent auto. Okay. I got this card dual graded. You know why they have dual grades? You know why people do dual grades?
Why?
Cards? Because it puts it into a different category for the population count. So if I had this no autograph grade on this, it would be the same category as all the other Charlotte Flair autos that they have. So if the population is 10 or 20 or whatever, it'd be in that same one. But if people add the auto grade on there, it puts it in a different category. Suddenly it's a pop one. This is a pop one.
Oh, really?
Yes. So and I did it because I want this to stand out over the other ones, right? And that is the theme of the hobby. That is the one thing that everybody wants in the hobby is that they want their items to be unique, to be the only ones to stand out. So people are constantly looking for ways to do that. Today, it's in-person autos. I guarantee you, I'm going to make this prediction sometime in the future. It's going to be in-person autos with unique inscriptions.
Ooh.
You know, I had those two Mark Hamill autographs, the rare ones here.
Mark Hamill.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Mark Hamill. Sorry.
I have the one that says "Welcome to the Death Star," signed by Mark Hamill.
That's right. We picked up at the Dallas Card Show.
Yes, and I have the other one that says "May the Force be with you." Unique inscriptions.
That's right.
That make those cards one. That's going to be the next thing that people do. People will pay these athletes or stars to sign. You can pay a little bit extra. You get an inscription on it. And that will be the next frontier that people do to try to make their cards truly unique among the masses, right? And really, if you do that, then, that's really the only way that you can guarantee that the auto is authentic. But the problem with that is that it's only authentic to you because you went and got it yourself. And unless you get it slabbed by PSA and they certify it, or you get a, Beckett or JSA to do it, you're going to have that same problem where people question the authenticity of these items. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that's always going to be an issue in our hobby, but I'm seeing it a lot more lately. And with in-person stuff, I understand if it's in person. Hold on, my daughter's about to bust in. I understand that in person it can be difficult, but it should not be an issue with manufacturers. That's the biggest problem. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Manufacturers, Topps, Panini, Upper Deck, Leaf, all these other guys, they need to make sure that their standards are 100% in place to guarantee or your money back that these things are authentic.
Woo!
So there's my big rant on that. Thank you for bringing that up.
Love it. I definitely got informed of all the autographs.
Okay. So I know we got a lot of comments to get to, so we'll do that. Any mail days before we get into it?
Yes. Since we've been talking about Type 1, I've been delving into it. Where is it? And I'm wearing this Prince outfit. Here we go.
This is why he's wearing it, guys. He's doing a bit. He's doing a bit.
Hey,
are these Type 1s, you think?
They could be. I mean, even though they don't have anything on the back, they still could be. But I think they are, actually.
Yeah.
I think they're from Under the Cherry Moon. But who cares? I love them. And it was super cheap. Music is still a still right now. A lot of things are a still. And then, I just posted on Instagram, and I think these are really cool. I think these are Type 1. Unfortunately, they're 8.5 by 10, which sucks, Dan. And you said PSA won't slab them, but I had to get these. They were still.
8.5 by 10, they will.
Huh?
Yeah, they'll do that. 8.5 by 10.
Oh, they will?
Just
okay,
not
perfect.
Bigger than that. Just not bigger than that.
Okay, cool. But I went with Greg Rivera and some of the guys from Gas Trading. We went to a flea market this weekend, and I picked up the first one here. What movie is that, Dan?
I have no idea.
Film noir movie.
Alfred Hitchcock or something?
No, but close.
I don't know.
That's Humphrey Bogart on the one side there, Edward G. Robinson. And what are they holding? What's the guy holding? That's the clue.
Oh, that's the Maltese Falcon.
Yes. So I found that.
Hold on, just show these people. Show these people. I'll be right back.
Okay. See the Maltese Falcon, guys? That's a Type 1 photo. Even though there's nothing on the back, it can still be a Type 1. They'll know if it comes from by the cards. The card stock is pretty thick, and this the quality of the film. You can tell is pretty much a Type 1. I mean, it could be a Type 2, but I have a feeling it's a Type 1, just because of what the stock looks like. And it doesn't have anything on the back, but doesn't have to. These professionals know the by the look of it and everything. They see things that will flag what kind of type of picture it is.
Here's looking at you.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, look at there, guys.
I actually have a Maltese Falcon.
Oh my gosh! Now you've seen that movie, right?
I have not, but what? I just think I saw this one time at like an antique show, and I was like, "That's cool." And I was asking what it is, and they said it's a movie prop from the Maltese Falcon, and I think the name of it is cool, Maltese Falcon. That sounds badass.
Oh, you have to watch it. It's so classic, man.
It sounds like a cool motorcycle name, the Maltese Falcon or something like that. So I just got it. So I just have it sitting in my house.
That's awesome. I love it, man. That's great. And then where'd he go? So this one. What's that? Dracula? Yeah. I think it's Bela Lugosi. And then oops. There it is. There he is. And they said this photo is in the movie. It looks like they're just acting silly on this one. So kind of like before the shot was taken for the scene. Frankenstein, Karloff. And then I got a bunch of I'll just show you quickly some of these, some NASA photos.
That's cool.
They could be type 1 to 3. I have no clue. Oh, and then I got a Pink Floyd from the 70s. I love Pink Floyd. And then this is really awesome. Finally, this is pretty cool. Look at that. This is 1916.
Who's that?
It's not going to show up too well, but he's getting an award. He's an inventor.
Thomas Edison?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
wow,
him on the what's that? Right side?
Yeah.
Right here. That's him. And he's receiving an award. It says Thomas Alva Edison. So it's pretty cool. And then you see the stuff that gives you the type 1 everything. So I'm definitely going to get that authenticated and slabbed for sure. And I want to get these universal monsters because I can't find them. I've looked all over eBay and I can't find them at all.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay.
So if you're seeing any, Dan, get me some universal monsters.
All right. Universal monsters. Got it.
Yes, sir.
All right.
How about you, buddy? Your turn.
Items here. So I've been getting back into sketch cards lately.
I know you have. You showed us one last week.
Yeah, I picked up a couple really cool ones. Oh, did I show you this one? I didn't show you this one.
No. It was the was it Psylocke?
Oh, the Psylocke one, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So here's one. I picked up Spider-Man 2099.
Woo!
This is a really cool one. It has all the his villains in it there. Something about Spider-Man 2099, which I just really love. I love the character design. It's probably my favorite version of Spider-Man, to be honest. So I got that. That's pretty cool. We got this one. So I actually PC Thing. I like the Thing.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. For some reason, I just like the character design. He's just a big rock monster. So I have a lot of
the same head.
Yeah, I have a lot of Thing items. So I have got this cool Thing sketch card. I thought that was nice. Picked up this PMG Spider-Man 2099. So this matches the comic book, the variant comic book. So this is really cool. So grade 8.
Gotcha.
And then the last thing I'll show off today. Do I have anything else? No, I think that's the last thing to show off here is this 101 Kaleido Jey Uso main event. Jey Uso. This is my first Revolution card. I just picked it up.
What type is it?
Revolution.
No, what like variation? Oh, it's the 101. Oh, what's it? How do you say that?
Kaleido.
101.
Kaleido.
Kaleido.
I think
that's awesome.
Kaleido. Yeah, Kaleido 101 main event. Jey Uso, the new tribal chief here. So got that. I thought that was kind of cool.
Now, is he facing Roman Reigns at SummerSlam or what?
I mean, that's what they're trying. I think so.
Okay.
I haven't kept up with it the last couple of weeks though, but I think that's what's happening.
You got to, buddy.
So you know what's interesting about this?
Mm-hmm.
101. The pattern here is the gold vinyl, the circle one, right? But it's silver. Isn't that?
Oh, that's right. Yes, it is.
That sounds interesting because usually when they use this circular, it looks like a record circular pattern for their
I see it.
It's like a superfractor pattern.
Yeah.
It's usually gold, but this one's silver, right? So I thought that was kind of interesting about this card.
Yeah, it has that disc look to it.
Yeah.
Disc, vinyl.
Yeah, I just wanted to get something with Jey Uso on it. I don't really have any Jey Uso cards. Our friend Kelly, Rip and List Kelly has the Jey Uso Superfractor, but he won't sell it to me, that bastard.
Which one?
Jey Uso.
Oh, he has the Jey Uso Superfractor.
Yeah, the Transcendent one. So he's got that one. So this is the next best thing for me. 101 Jey Uso Kaleido. So
you need to get that Roman Reigns that's posted.
Is there one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been buying a lot lately. So who knows? I don't want to get too deep into this Revolution. I think it's fun though, to be honest, because the design of the Revolution set, it matches well with wrestlers because it's very colorful. It's kind of like psychedelic almost.
It is. I like that.
So it matches well with a lot of the wrestlers.
It has a lot of dimension.
Yeah. It doesn't. I don't think it would be good for like sports. Like I know they do basketball and stuff of these cards. I think that looks stupid, but for wrestlers, I think it looks good for their personalities and stuff like that. So
That's sweet.
I'm trying to put together a couple different sets of these ones. Like the Stargazer ones are pretty cool.
Okay.
So I'll probably be picking up a few more of these, but
And how are you doing on the Kaboom set?
I have not started yet, but we talked about that. I did notice somebody put a comment in here.
I'm sure
we should get it to Kaboom. The Kaboom's prices have come down a lot lately, which is great for me. And I knew it. I knew that they would come out. When they first came out, they were like $1,000 a piece or more.
I saw that
for some of these. And some guy, I won't mention his name, but he tried to sell me Andre the Giant Kaboom, and he wanted like $3,000 for it. This is the first week it came out, and I was like, "No, dude, I'm not doing that." And now they're done. Now they're like $300. So
for Andre Kaboom?
Yeah, something like that, $300 to $500, something like that. But the point is, when these things come out, unless the only play for cards when they come out is if they're numbered under 10 and you don't know when the next one's going to come out, or it's going to be really hard to get, you pick it up. You pay whatever price you can. If it's a 1-to-1, you pay whatever price it is because you'll never see it again. If it's under 10, you kind of take the risk that it might not show up for a while. But every other card, especially ones that are not numbered, and the Kabooms are not numbered, okay? They're short printed, but they're not numbered. The prices will go down for sure. The reason people pay up for them in the beginning is they want to grade them. And if they can grade a 10, they get a huge premium on it, especially if they're first to market. Mm-hmm. Also, I did notice this about wrestling. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I do notice a lot of shill bidding in wrestling cards. A lot lately.
Well, they probably know it's just you and me bidding on them.
I'm telling you, the wrestling community, they're they've got a lot of things to sort out also. But there is a lot of shill bidding in the wrestling market for sure. But the prices of Kabooms have come way down where you can get pretty much, except for maybe The Rock, you can get every other Kaboom for under $500. Right?
And how much is The Rock?
I'm seeing him like $1,000 around.
He is $1,000.
Yeah,
he's that much more than everybody else.
Yeah. But for everybody else, you can get them under $500. And I think anywhere between like $100 to like $300 is a very fair price for most of the Kabooms out there. Only like maybe Roman Reigns, The Rock, Stone Cold, maybe those guys are worth a little bit more, but everybody else should be around that range. So after the National, I'm hoping to pick some up at the National. I'm hoping somebody will bring me some and I can look at them because I want to grade them. I want to put together a complete PSA 10 set of the entire Kaboom set. There's 25 cards. So I want to be able to do that. So after the National, I can start to focus on that.
But how many are in the set?
25.
Okay. And
it's my goal to have an entire PSA 10 set, and I'm going to put it in a display case at some show in the future, and it will be awesome.
They'll be right next to the purple PMGs.
Yes. Yeah. So I like doing things like that. I'm still a set builder, so I like put together unique sets, but they got to be like manageable. I'm not going to put together a 300 card set, but like a 25 card set, I could do that. I could do a 25 card set on that. And I think that would be really cool.
Nice.
Okay, so let's get to some of these comments here. All right. And guys, feel free in the comments. We're going to get to all your comments. If you have any questions, put them in there. Feel free to set me off on a rant. Ask me a question, whatever you want. We will get to it tonight, I promise.
Big John Collector's Cards. What's up, dude? Mark the Collector, as always. What's up, party people? Happy Tuesday. Thank you, man. Manuel, what's up, guys? Did Merlin have too many gummies? No. That's funny. Vintage Lord Canada. You should have a purple guitar also. I know I should, man. City by the Bay. Hey, Dan, why didn't I see you at the South Florida card show 2 weeks ago?
San
Francisco. Sorry, wrong bay.
I was in Canada. Show 2 weeks ago. In Canada, so I was not there.
Yeah, was that July 4th weekend?
I think so. Or I don't know. I don't know what it was. But okay, two reasons.
Last week.
Two reasons. I was traveling. I'm pretty sure I was traveling. I was in Canada doing that deal with Vintage Lord Canada. So I was doing that. Plus, no offense to all my Bay Area followers and friends, but I'm scared. I'm scared to death to go up to the Bay Area. I see all those car break-ins, how it's just totally lawless in Oakland and in San Francisco. I'm not going up there at all. I'm not taking my family there. The farthest I'll go is like San Jose, but I ain't going anywhere past San Jose into the Bay Area because I'm just scared of it.
M2 Fast. Where's Merlin at? Is he wearing a hoodie in that hot heat? Well, I'm indoors, dude. There's no heat here. My girlfriend's blasting the AC right now, so I'm pretty comfy. City by the Bay. Did any of you guys buy any WWE kabooms yet? I haven't yet, and like Dan said, he hasn't either.
We just answered that.
Mark the Collector loved WWE Immaculate, but they don't grade well. Yeah, I've noticed that.
So, going back to that topic, is it, if we know a card is not going to grade well, like PMGs, for example, PMGs is a perfect example of this, a classic example.
Right.
There are people that collect the 97 basketball PMG sets, like Nat Turner, for example. He's always showing off his set. And a lot of those things are graded like 6, 7, 5, whatever, right? But people are still grading them and they're still showing them off like they're the greatest thing in the world. And, because they know that they're condition sensitive, and you're not going to necessarily get a 10 on those, right? Or even a 9. So are some sets, so here's my question to you guys, are some sets so condition sensitive that the hobby gives them a pass in terms of grading? Like, do we think that PMGs, as an example, are so condition sensitive that it's impossible to get a 10 on one? So we just don't care. We don't care about the grades necessarily. We're collecting the rarity of the card. If it's numbered like a green PMG out of 10, we would collect those independent of the grades.
Yeah, I think the collectors and the investors just accept the fact that there's really not a 10 out there. Yeah. I mean, if there is, it's going to be hell of expensive, and there's probably just 1 or 2 at the most.
So even if we're not going to get a 9 or 10 on it, a high grade, or even an authentic grade on it, are they still worth money? Are they still collectible?
Yeah, I can imagine.
I think so, right? I think so, because they have to be rare and collectible. Like with Immaculate, for example, the Logo Men, the WWE Logo Men, or even the NBA Logo Men's, if you want to use that example. They're so rare. They're all one of ones, basically, that who cares about the grades, right? Who cares about the grades? And then you could even, put together like the out of 10s, the golds out of 10s, that they're so rare and the card design is so beautiful that we just appreciate it for what it is, a card, a well-designed card. We don't care about the subjective grade that's assigned to it by whatever PSA or Beckett or whatever. So I think that's interesting. I think that's a conversation that we need to have more of in the hobby, because it's so focused on 9, 10, right. BGS 10, BGS Black Label, whatever. It's so focused on the grading that we often overlook the design and the collectability of the card itself over the slab. The old saying, people say, buy the card, don't buy the label, don't buy the slab. I think that we should have more of a conversation, kind of shift focus on these higher end sets, thick card stocks that are just impossible to grade, that we know that there's going to be grading issues based on the way that they're made. But if you ask me, would I rather have an immaculate card in a 35 point card stock versus the 130 point? I'll take the 130 point, because it's more premium. When I hold it in my hand, it feels more premium. It looks cooler. It's chunkier versus, a regular card. And I wouldn't care about the grade, honestly. Like, I'll take a 9. If it's a rare card, I'll take an 8, 9, or authentic or whatever. I don't need a 10 on it to collect it.
So true. I mean, on those immaculate WWEs, I had a few, like the jumbo patch with the multicolored patch in auto. Because I think that's like numbered around 25, I believe. Yeah. And I had like a Bianca Belair and who's the LA Knight. And I sold them in 1 week. I think the Bianca Belair was an 8 and the LA Knight was like a 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And I still sold them.
What's cool about the Immaculate cards here, this is what I think people need to understand. You get a trade-off in value with these cards. When they do like a really thick card, they can do other things. They can do more things with it versus if it was like a regular 35 point card. Okay. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen the video of the Immaculate the NBA Immaculate 1/1 Dominique Wilkins pump card. Have you ever seen
No.
that?
Oh no, I have. You have. Yes.
So-
the
Yeah.
from the shoe or whatever.
Yes, there's a Shaq one also. But for those of you guys who don't know, in the 90s, they used to have a gimmick for basketball shoes where they would have a little basketball on the tongue of the shoe. And
Right.
you pump it up. And if you pump it up with air, it made you jump higher. That was the gimmick, right?
Yes.
So I guess Immaculate Panini, I guess they got their hands on some game used shoes that had these little basketballs and they put it into some of their cards. And one of them was a Dominique Wilkins Immaculate card where they pulled it out. It was just a patch, not auto or anything, but just a patch. And it had this thick ass little pump basketball sticking out, like literally this big. Out of the
it was all
card.
bubbly.
And it was awesome. It was the coolest thing I ever seen. I don't even collect sports cards, but I want one of those so bad. Like I have it on an eBay search. So if it ever pops up, I'm going to try to get it. Dominique Wilkins pump card. But you can do cool things like that when you have really thick card stock. You can put crazy ass patches in there. You can do all sorts of things. You can have booklets that open up that look really nice, like the Bloodline booklet. It's like a 5-panel booklet or something like that. The Bloodline, I think. So
You've got that yet?
not 3-panel or something like that. I forget. But you can do cool things like that when you have thicker card stock that you couldn't do with the regular 35 point, like a card like this, like a little dinky ass card like this. You can't do anything like that versus a thick card. I have an Immaculate versus a thick card like this, right? There's just more options like that with the Topps Transcendent, right? Where they put together this old border around the card like that. You can do it with thick card stocks, but you can't do it with the skinny stuff. So people need to understand that that's the trade-off. You get better designed cards, really unique features, but the trade-off is you use really thick card stock that is going to get beat up in transit, and you got to be okay with that. You got to be okay with that, and we should as a hobby, we should understand that so that we don't look down on it if it doesn't grade a 10, basically, because the modern day, the modern card market today, basically we really look down on anything that's not a 10.
Right.
So we need to understand that there's different types of cards that warrant a 10 grade versus cards that warrant a authentic or whatever grade it is because it has a trade-off in value. So great comment, Mark. Thanks for bringing it up.
Yeah, Mark. Thank you, buddy. Adrian, CV Sports Cards. What's up, guys? Merlin, is that the Grimace outfit? What the hell? No, it's Prince, man. Purple Rain, brother. Grimace did not wear out.
The Grimace Challenge? Do you know what that is? Have you heard about that? So
McDonald's
has this purple shake. They call it the Grimace Shake. And there's this viral TikTok trend where people are drinking the shake and then they pretend to die. And they'll make a video of themselves dying because Grimace killed them somehow.
Oh
so
my gosh.
It's kind of like Bloody Mary, basically, but with a purple shake. So
I'm not doing any challenges
you have the perfect outfit for that.
I'm gonna get funky. Go to get funky. Ed Ram, reincarnation of Merlin Prince, party like it's 1999. That's right. I'm gonna drive off in my little red Corvette. Mark the Collector, the great curator, is going to defend it against Danhausen. That's the Veriswap belt. That feud would be fire.
Can you because I don't watch AEW, but I watch clips here.
I haven't seen him in a while.
How did MJF and Adam Cole become best friends?
They're not really best friends. They're just friends because they're forced into this tag team together. It's a blind draw tag team. Okay. So they had raffle. They bring up people's names, and Cole got paired with MJF. Then MJF wants to be buddies, but Cole is still standoffish. But they have this like love-hate relationship right now.
It's funny. I like it. It's hilarious. Because one week they were like going at it, and then the next week they're best friends. I'm like, what happened? I missed it.
So here's this little window right now where MJF is a babyface because he's actually he's acting like a babyface at the shows.
You know what's funny?
Now.
You know my MJF cameo where he roasted me about collecting wrestling cards? So I put that up on YouTube a while ago, and it started to catch fire, and now it's gone viral. And I got like all these new followers. I got like 300 new followers on YouTube based on that cameo.
I know, right?
But it's got like 40,000 views. And it's a great example of the power of marketing. I paid like $400 for that cameo because I had a coupon or something like that. And people made fun of me. People said it was a waste of money. But just in marketing alone, in terms of like the exposure that I got from posting that clip, totally like 100x my investment on that for sure. So,
I told you, man. I told you from the beginning. It took him a few months to realize it.
I have another cameo of Rick.
He was like, Merlin, I'm so ashamed. I'm so embarrassed. I'll never post that. Don't you ever show that to anyone. Ever, dude. And I had to like beg for me to like look at it, for him to send it to me. And I saw it and I'm like, why are you upset about this, Dan? Like, this is what he's about. He roasts people.
I know.
So the better the roast, the better the reward, man. And you got rewarded big time.
It was definitely a huge moment, huge viral moment. Probably the best content I have.
Oh my God, it was classic.
But I have one of Ric Flair too, but he's drunk, and I don't want to post it because he's drunk.
Oh man, I want to see it.
You know, I feel like he'd sue me if I posted it. To be honest,
you think so? No, but he got paid for it. That's his worry. That's his issue, not yours.
He's like drunk.
You
he's
paid
like
for him.
blurring. He's like,
you got to send it to me. Send it to me. Send it to me. I have to see this. You haven't even told me about it yet.
We'll see. We'll see. Okay.
No, you will see. You are going to see. You're going to send it to me after the show's over. Emmanuel, can't wait to watch you guys live at the Nationals. Yes, we will be there, man. Are we still going to do a Break Even Club special there?
I mean, probably not.
Okay. Rip City bandwagon. Why are you guys downsizing to the sports card collection? That's just Dan.
It's just more fun, you know. I mean, I like sports, but like I don't like going to shows setting up with sports cards. I don't like it. It's more competition. Yes. I like to be different. I like to be out of the box and do different things and be unique. And it's just my personality and my interests lie more in like pop culture stuff. I like vintage. It's weird because I don't like modern sports that much, but I like vintage sports a lot. I like the historical aspects of like vintage baseball, basketball, things like that. So I'll have that kind of stuff. But as far as just cards in general, you know, we like to have the niche of pop culture. I call it the blue ocean strategy. We talked about this a couple of weeks before, where we don't want to compete with everybody else out there. We want to be unique, have our own niche market, have our own unique niche community of customers and people that buy stuff from us. So that's why it kind of works well for us.
Yeah. And I mean, through trial and error, you'll find out that it's easier to sell something you're more passionate about. Correct, Dan?
Yes.
And I mean, and people, because of that confidence you have and the passion that you have for whatever hobby, that people see that from you and they end up wanting to want that as well. Or it's just easier to sell. It's because you really like pump it up more when you sell it.
So much more cooler, to be honest, to be able to talk about Star Wars, Marvel, wrestling, video games, Disney stuff. It's just way cooler to talk, way more fun to talk about that kind of stuff versus, you know, sports or baseball, or basketball.
Yeah, people stop at our table to kind of clear the palate from all the sports that you see at these conventions. So they're like, oh, here's something, a breath of fresh air. And people stopped because back when Dan and I only had sports cards out in our display cases, people just kept walking by because we were just like one of 900 tables out there. And now people like, stop, whoa, what is this? And so we learned from all that.
Yeah. I challenge anybody that is only into sports, if they have any interest outside of sports, to start collecting that type of cards, whether it's anything that we do, Marvel, Star Wars, Disney, whatever, wrestling. I challenge anybody to get into those categories and tell me that it's not a blast. It's not fun.
Mm-hmm. So true. Phoenix Rising. I'll have some of whatever Merlin is smoking. I'm not smoking anything.
Yet.
I don't smoke. Meme maker. Elton John retired from his live shows, but I think Merlin wants to take over. This is Prince, baby. Oh, Dan, we're gonna have to get 2 of those shirts. The that Cole and MGF are having. I'm better than you, baby.
I'm better than you, baby.
I guess you're MJF. I'm Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I want to get that shirt though. Looks classic. Emmanuel, the scene of the Nationals. The kids there are high rollers. They're always high rollers.
I remember last year this kid came up to my table. I have it on my national video. The kid came up with his dad. They were doing a deal with me. They pulled out a sack, not even like a wallet, not a bag, not a suitcase. They pulled out a sack of money, pulled out stacks of $100 bills like this, started counting. It was a $10,000 deal or something. No, I don't know what it was, but it was like thousands of dollars that they were paying me.
Mm-hmm.
And they were putting it down. I was like, what is this? What is going on right now? Why? This was like a 10-year-old kid negotiating $1,000 deal with me over something. It was crazy. So yeah, definitely some ballers could be at the National.
Meme maker. The kids learn from YouTube. Yes, they do, don't they, Dan?
Yes. And here's what I noticed too. Okay. I'm 40 years old. You're 52, right? How old?
I'm 35.
Okay. Yep. Right, guys. Okay. All right. Okay. Merlin's 50. Like he's like 58, something like that. Okay.
God, dang it. Okay.
So we have a certain demographic of people that watch our show, probably in the same age range, right?
Right.
A lot of other content creators, Roth Cards, Sports Card Plaza, Mojo, they're like in their 20s.
Mm-hmm.
They're like 25-ish, stuff like that. So they have that demographic of people, and then the younger kids kind of gravitate towards them. So, you know, a lot of people like are in that age range where they're like, they learn from those guys and they pick up a lot of this like hustler culture from them and things like that. So
yeah. I connect more to them, of course.
Yeah, that's just what it is, right? Yeah. So, you know, I don't know. I think the hobby maybe needs like a little kid, a little gentleman kid to start making content and teach them some stuff. I think that'd be really cool. I know that there are some kids that make content out there. You know, so maybe they can do something like that because like guys like us, they're not gonna listen to us.
Maybe we can do a contest. We can offer for kids where we'll teach them the ropes to take over for us.
Yeah, like an internship.
Yes, internship.
Yeah, there you go. Card internships.
Emmanuel, your set redemption idea, Dan, is such a great idea.
I think so too. And I think that if we talk about it more, we can get the manufacturers, we can get Topps or Panini to listen and try it out. I think just try it out with one set. Okay, pick one set. Let us try this out. Let us do this. Let's do a test run and let's see if it works. Okay, because I think it works. So the more people that talk about it, the more people that share my Instagram video, my TikTok video, this podcast here, if we can share it with as many people as possible and it gets to the higher up powers, I think we can make this happen, guys.
Dan, I think I just lost all my 10 viewers after you told them my age. Thanks a lot.
Okay. All right. I outed you.
Mark the Collector, yes, with the set achievement program. I imagine the special redemption cards will be ready when the set releases. Yeah. They should.
It doesn't have to be an autograph. You know, I would prefer it not to be an autograph. Just make it one person. So if it's sports related, like if Marvel, it could be a Spider-Man redemption, right? Star Wars, it could be a Luke Skywalker redemption.
Yeah, what does Upper Deck do? Like what?
They give you the Upper Deck, the EPAC achievement card.
Yeah, but it can be like different things, like a gold card or a black card or something like that.
I don't know. To be honest, I think it's just one type of card.
Okay.
One type of card. So if anybody in the comment section knows about what the EPAC achievement rules are, let us know. Mm-hmm. I've never achieved it, so I don't know. But you know, sports, it could be like a LeBron James card, I don't know, Joe Burrow, Tom Brady card, a Shohei Ohtani card, whatever. It just be one person, so you know what you're going to get. You know you're not going to get junked. And it's short printed, and they can make it really cool looking somehow, and people will want it. Okay? People will want it. And then you have the choice. You know, you have the choice of keeping the set or getting the redemption card and then doing whatever you want with it. Okay? As far as value goes, who knows what the value is going to be. But if it's rare, it's going to be better than probably, you know, all the base cards combined.
Well, I did have that Tom Holland signed Spider-Man card. That was an achievement card. Remember it?
Yeah.
And it was still a bad grade. It was from the Black Diamond set, I think.
Mm.
And this was the redemption from the E-Packs.
Yeah.
And I still sold it for a lot of money.
Yeah.
Emmanuel, some people will end up collecting 2 base sets, one for their PC and one for the redemption. That's what Dan said he would do.
Yeah, once you start collecting the set and
if
you
they
start
destroy the sets,
you're gonna be like, "Wow, this is cool. I like this. I like this. I want to keep it." Right in the back, you can't. I don't know if you can see this right here. I have sets that I'm collecting. These are Star Wars. These are wrestling. These are Marvel sets. I collect sets. I have them sitting there that I just got to process and do something with it here. I've got a whole bunch of sets that I could just reach out and pull and show you at the screen.
That's one of those cases you've been opening.
yeah, and I've been putting sets together, and it's fun. I enjoy it.
GM Fired, Uncle Dan. What's up, Uncle Dan?
So this is GM Fired. I call him GM Fried Chicken. His name is actually Kenny.
Yes, Kenny from
like
Knoxville, Tennessee.
Yes, he's like my nephew. We see him all the time at the Dallas Card Show. He just had this incident. I'm going to talk about this real quick here. He just had this incident at the last Dallas Card Show where he was accused of stealing cards.
What?
Yeah,
Kenny?
some people. Yeah, right. We know Kenny.
Yes.
So we know Kenny's not that type of. He's a good kid.
He's so nice.
He's a good kid. But somebody accused him of stealing cards at the last card show.
This weekend?
Last weekend. They made a big scene about it. They called the police. The police came. They were trying to search through his bag. They were surrounding him, videotaping him, trying to out him on social media. And he didn't steal the card. Obviously, he didn't steal the card. He was cleared by the police. The people that accused him of stealing the card apologized privately to him or whatever it is. But he had this really kind of traumatic experience at the Dallas Card Show. He made a video about it on YouTube. So if you want to check it out, go see him, go subscribe to him. He's a good kid. He makes interesting content. But I think the important thing here, the biggest takeaway from that experience is that there's a way that you do things. There's a proper standard procedure, due process, as we call it, of handling these situations. All right. So it's anybody that steals, they get whatever it's coming to them for sure.
Right.
But you better be damn sure if you're going to accuse somebody of stealing in public, you better be damn sure that you saw them do it. Okay. Before you start making a scene. Because of what happened to Kenny at the Dallas show was so unfair, where the police came to search his bag. They were videotaping on social media. A crowd of people was around him. That's not right. That is not right. You cannot do that to people. And if you remember Merlin, like 2 years ago when we were at the Dallas Card Show, and that guy got caught at the trade night stealing.
That was like the first one I went to.
Yeah, he was selling like fake Jordans or whatever, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like what that guy did was wrong, but you saw firsthand that a crowd, when they form around a person, it's like a mob, right? They were ready to kill that dude. They were ready to kill that dude at that show. So you better be careful before you start something like that, because if you're wrong, Kenny's a super nice guy. He said that he shook the dude's hand. He forgave him, no ill will. But if that was me and somebody tried to call me out like that and they were wrong, I'd be after them for sure. Okay. It would be a war.
You gotta have PTSD from that, Kenny. I'm sorry, man.
So very unfortunate thing that happened to him. I felt bad for him. I kind of talked to him about that yesterday, but he handled it very well. See, he's a good model for kids. Kenny's a young kid. He's like 26 years old. He's a great model for kids because he handled it very well. Probably better than I would have handled it, but he handled it very well, where he de-escalated the situation. He showed them that he's not the person they were looking for. He let them look through his bag. He even offered to pay for the card that he didn't even steal. It was a $200 card. He offered to give them $200 just to calm the situation down when he wasn't even the person that took the card or whatever. So he handled it in the best way possible on his end. But I think that it was a really bad situation, and the people that accused him, they owe him like a public apology.
Yes, agree. Mark the Collector, make like a special firework parallel for redemption, included one-on-ones, and people will go nuts. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah, you could be like the first person that redeems it, they get the one-of-one parallel, and then everybody else they get just a short printed version. I think the point is you could do whatever you want. The point is you incentivize people and you make a game out of it. It's a game, It's like when you play a game on your phone and you're trying to level up to the next level, right?
Yes,
you're doing all the same repetitive task in the game. You're like mining for coins, or you're killing people and getting experience level to go up. That's the same thing with cards.
Yep.
Just you give us a goal and we're gonna try to achieve that goal, for fun, basically.
Yes.
Just as an activity for fun
and for a reward.
Yeah, and then we get it, and I think people would enjoy that a lot.
Meme Maker, Blowout Cards will pay $250,000 for a complete set of 330 2023 Topps Golden Mirror image variations.
See? So these other companies like these wax dealers, they're offering similar incentives like this, and people are going for it. And I think it's cool. I don't even think it needs to be, it doesn't need to be a cash prize. Okay. Like it's not sustainable to do $250,000 for every set, right? But the idea is there. The proof of concept is there, where if you give them a goal to incentivize them to collect the set, people are going to do it.
Gotcha. Mark the Collector, allegedly 2017-18 messy autos are in question.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about earlier about that year,
if they're real or not. Emmanuel, this is why I love Rittenhouse. Their quality isn't as high as the other companies, but they only have on-card autographs.
Rittenhouse is interesting. Rittenhouse is a play for a lot of their cards too.
Andrew, I thought Merlin was cosplaying Elton John, laughing out loud. No, that's what Dan thinks. This is Prince. See, that's his, the frumpy thing he always wore. Roscoe's Collectibles. Dan, that Charlotte Transcendent was nice. Yeah, they are really strict when it comes to autos. Any slight fading and they dock you. Or now when they pick up the pin now too, right?
That's what pisses me off about this. What are the standards for grading autos? I need to know the standards for grading autos, because I was under the impression that if an auto is smudged or if it's written off the sticker or the card, then yes, okay, it's not going to grade at 10. But if they just like slightly, if they're drawing their name, writing their name, and they slightly lift up the pen on a curve or something, and it's a slight streak or something like that, but it doesn't take away from the auto, the eye appealed auto, like you get a 9 for that. That's what happened with my Charlotte. Look at this. Okay, tell me that's not a beautiful signature.
Yeah, I can't see where it's a 9.
The only place, if you look hard, you can see like this loop here. There might be like a little lifting of the pen. Same thing right here, but it's not. That's just her signature. She's like moving the pen around. You know what I mean? It's not smudged. It's not off the card. It
looks great.
There's nothing wrong with it, and they gave me a 9 on this. And that happened with my Hugh Jackman auto too. Let me show you this real quick.
Oh, the one you showed us weeks ago.
Where is it? I don't even have it on me. I can't find it right now. Okay, but where is it? Oh, here it is.
That Hugh Jackman Wolverine one.
Here it is. Look at this. They gave me a 9 on this also.
What's see the above grade?
Maybe slightly lifted there.
Oh, you got a 9.9. Yeah, that's where they get you on the swerve thing.
That's how they sign their name. You know what I mean? Like you're moving the pen around, you're lifting it. It's not continuously pressed on the paper the whole time. You know what I mean? So I think that's just really
that's weak.
I'm pissed off. I'm really pissed off at PSA about that, but whatever. Fuck those guys.
That is weak. Mark the Collector, nice Jay Uso, Dan. Andrew, Panini Revolution stepped up their cards this year, I guess, for the WWE.
Yeah, great set.
JR Jr. Merlin, that outfit is fantastic. You should do it more often. Very nice. Yeah, I could do almost every show. I have costumes everywhere. Silvery Silence, first time going to the National, guys. Do you have any words of wisdom regarding the trade nights, etc.? Trade nights are great, man. It's packed. People are in a great mood. They're feeling festive. So everybody is very easy to approach. People are talkable. There's no one really feeling inhibited there. It's easy to make friends. It's just easy. Everybody wants to talk because everybody's in good spirits.
Don't be shy. Don't be shy. Just go out there. Don't be shy. You can ask people to look at their stuff. People will ask you to look at their stuff. You can make any type of deal that you want. Don't be shy. It's just a great atmosphere to do deals for sure.
And it's just a great place to mingle. People, that's just a platform to use, the trade night, so you can, meet and mingle with people.
And I'm pretty sure I made some videos on trade night etiquette. I'm pretty
sure
you did that a long time ago. So check out my video catalog, the old informational videos that I made where I'm sitting down at my desk. Check out those for some tips on how to do deals at trade night.
Okay, will do. James, I will be at the National Wednesday through Sunday. Perfect, man. We'll be there all week. John Holt, best show. Hope you guys dominate the National. Thank you, man. And like we said, we're at booth 148 at the National. We're like in the middle, but the far back. I think last time in Chicago, like Mealy Pops, Card Collector 2 were back in that area, and that's the area we're in. Vintage Lord Canada, who Dan saw, last week, correct?
Yep.
D. Brown won the NBA dunk contest years ago, and he would pump his shoes before every dunk. Vintage Lord, do you remember what shoes those were? Were they LA Gear? Was it LA Gear?
Reebok.
Reeboks, yeah, I think it was. Reebok. Thank you. Axel C. Show us Ric Flair video. Was it the cameo? I want to see it. Yes, I agree. Ozzy, looking forward to seeing you guys again at the National. Ozzy, yes, come look for us, man. Jim L, what happened to the golden hour? I liked it. It's on standby.
Yeah, we did a
vacation
3-month season with them. So season 1 is done. We'll see if they renew us for season 2 at some point in the future. But for right now, we're on hiatus. We're on strike, just like the Screen Actor
Guild,
the
Writers and Screen Actors Guild.
We are on strike until we get better pay or a rival company picks us up.
Solidarity, Dan. Solidarity.
PWCC, I'm looking at you guys.
ComC, whoever. Jim L. Merlin, I thought Tinky Winky from the Teletubbies. Thanks for clarifying. So, Jim, you watch a lot of Teletubbies? Smoked a lot of weed and watched Teletubbies? Jordan Riker, why aren't you two matching?
Well, you know what?
I know, right? He should have a Madonna outfit.
No, you know what?
Jackson.
What kind of reminds me of your purple gear?
What?
Judgment Day. I think. I
don't
have any purple clothes, but if I had some purple clothes, we could do like a Judgment Day cosplay. I think that'd be awesome. I'm really liking the Judgment Day. The Judgment Day is over on me for sure. I'm loving.
They have an Emporium.
Yeah,
they're doing very well.
I think they're pretty cool. So I might be starting to try. I might try to collect some purple parallel Judgment Day cards. I think that'd be pretty cool.
And I noticed we have new women's tag team champions from last night, but I can't tell you if you don't know. I know Mark knows.
I saw the highlights of that.
Oh, you did watch it last night. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so that wraps up the comments section here. So we'll go ahead and wrap up this show here. Merlin, any last minute announcements?
And I will say, Chelsea Green is mighty tasty. Yes. Check. She is, man. She's beautiful. Check me out on YouTube and Instagram and TikTok, just like Dan, the curator. I'm on all those. I've posted some cool videos and pictures. Did some posts today on a lot of my type 1 and other types of press photos and stuff. So check them out. Pretty cool stuff. And I'll be posting more of what I'm bringing to the National. So like Dan said, if there's anything you are interested in, hit me up on DM me on Instagram. And also, I know we have a listener from Uruguay, and I know he said, I don't know if you know who he is, Dan, what his handle is here on YouTube, but he said I think he is going to the National, but he needs to hit me up. I tried to message him on YouTube and went to his site. But hit me up DM me ASAP on Instagram, dude. So I know when you're coming into Chicago, because we definitely want to see you, our international viewers.
Yeah,
okay. And if any other guys from Australia, if y'all guys are coming too, let us know. Hit us up.
We got people coming from Asia, Europe, Canada, all sorts of different places to come to the national. So please stop by our table, booth 148, I believe. 148. We'll be posting it on social media for sure. Come by, say hello to us, guys. Take pictures of us, talk to us, get to know us. Merlin doesn't bite, I promise. Do deals with us. We'd love to do deals with you guys. Come hang out at the national. If you guys want to do any deals beforehand, let's set it up so that we get those deals flowing day one. And let's all prepare for the national next week, because it's going to be a great time. This week is actually San Diego Comic-Con. I didn't even talk about that. I am going to San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh my gosh, you are. You're trying to get me to go with you.
We'll talk about that next week. Maybe we'll talk about that next week. But just so much fun stuff is going on right now. It's a great time for the hobby this month. This is the best time. This is Christmas time for us. So
this is our Super Bowl, guys. Yeah. It is our Super Bowl.
Yeah. So super excited, guys, going in next week. Thank you for watching. Please follow this guy on all platforms. Follow me on all platforms. And we will see you next week for episode 100 of Between the Two Slabs.
Live on the national.
Best podcast in the hobby that nobody listens to. See you guys next week.
Roger,